Well, when you think of a grandpa, what comes to mind? A sweet man, maybe buys you presents, looks after you, someone you feel at peace with, who's not your dad, not an authority figure, but someone who hopefully will just give you love without bothering you too much. Now imagine your grandfather was really famous and wrote some of the most amazing stories that were turned into films that captured the imagination of children and grown-ups for decades. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? You'd be proud. But then imagine if your grandfather also did something pretty disgusting and spoke really badly about a group of people. So much so that you're totally embarrassed that he did so. Well, that happened, and the grandpa I'm talking about is Roald Dahl, who wrote so many amazing stories, among them a story that we actually borrowed from last week, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And his family is so completely distressed and broken because their grandpa, the author, this great, wonderful author, was also a huge anti-Semite. He hated Jewish people, and he said some of the most nasty things about the Jewish people. Let me share with you a quote. He said in 1983, "There is a trait in the Jewish character that does provoke animosity. There's something about us that people just find disgusting and hate. Even a stinker like Hitler didn't just pick on them for no reason." It's shocking. It's disgusting. And the family of this famous author have taken it upon themselves. They did it very quietly, and they've snuck in the apology somewhere on the website, under the About section. I mean, whoever looks at About Us on a website, that's not really why you go to our website to find out about the people who run the site. But they have apologized, and they are completely mortified that their grandpa, who they loved, who is celebrated as an author, also had such disgusting and distasteful feelings about the Jewish people. So what do you want to say? Oh, here we go again, another anti-Semite. But listen, because these videos are seeing the world differently. So listen up, because I'm not finished yet. So sometimes we hear these stories and we go, oh, terrible, and we condemn them, and we put the articles written about in Jewish media, and maybe even on the radio, and I heard the story covered by the BBC today. But I want to ask you a question. How certain are you that you don't have that quality? I'm not saying that you're going to necessarily be an anti-Semite, but it's easy, isn't it, to condemn people, to speak badly about people, to say not nice things about those who you know and those who you don't know. And I often think when you hear these, let's not be smug, let's not judge others so harshly, assuming that somehow we are so superior and better. Because it's very easy to throw away words and comments. All people of this type are. People who live in this city must. People of that skin colour are absolutely. It's easy to be prejudiced, to prejudge, to say things without ever really knowing the facts. And then the discrimination, the action that comes from that. So two things to think about today. Yes, it's absolutely right that the family should condemn Grandpa for saying such horrible things, and well done to them. Perhaps it could have been managed differently, but they did it. And that was horrible for them to have to go through, to think someone who was so loved by the family could be so disgusting. But on the other hand, don't be too smug, because it's very easy to fall into that trap. So how do we resolve it? So, you know, it's scary thinking that we wouldn't be different. And what can practically we do? Well, we understand in our tradition, the Jewish tradition, that the power of speech is actually something that distinguishes people from animals. It didn't say communicate. Animals can communicate, and the power of speech. The ability to take letters and make words and sentences and paragraphs and books and say the most incredible things and communicate with our lips or in the written word. The way to overcome that is to pledge and to take real efforts and to contemplate and concentrate when we speak about saying things that we mean. And to take a few moments before we speak. Should I really say that? Is that appropriate? Are those words appropriate? Am I going to hurt or am I going to heal? How do I want to use my words? So let's challenge ourselves. It might be dark and gloomy outside. The people in the world who use words in the worst possible way. Let's use our words, whether they are spoken or written, typed, social media, using graphics and images, emojis, because that's a form of words. Today's just taking on a different style. To commit to only using our words to heal. Heal the pain, heal those who are broken, to create bonds of friendship and love and blessings for all. Have a good day.